right, Mr. Mars, it's your turn for This Week in Auto History.
We found a few things this week that I thought was really interesting. And the first one is kind of might seem a little odd to begin with, but it was President John F. Kennedy's moonshot speech. Now, he made this very famous speech about NASA. And what it did was cause them to look for lightweight materials, advanced electronics, computers, all kinds of things that eventually worked their way into the automotive industry. And particularly, they started picking up on these aerospace-derived innovation for safety systems, fuel efficiency, and emissions controls because the government was figuring out how to do it. So they just copied it and cheated and worked out really well.
Cheated, yeah.
Yeah. So then the second thing we found was in 1923, May the 6th, France hosted the first 24 hours Le Mans. Now, this was...
Le Mans.
This was the... started the whole endurance racing thing. And the idea at the time was for reliability, fuel efficiency, and teamwork over pure speed. Of course, we know how that well worked out, but it did give them a chance to test things like disc brakes, aerodynamic bodywork, and a lot of other things that shaped automotive advancements. Then in 1934, this week, Citroen, yeah, they introduced the Traction Avant. And it was the first mass-produced front-wheel drive car with a unibody frame. Now, this was important because it did end up influencing generations of cars, particularly if you think about the Chrysler unibody cars that they came out with. And so this is where it all started back in 1934.
Traction. Good-looking car.
Now, this one, Jeff, is for you.
All right.
I found this just for you. In 2005, Danica Patrick makes Indy 500 by leading 19 laps of the race. Now, she did finish fourth, which was a first for a woman, but it did help female racers across the industry. And if you look at certain things, particularly in drag racing, there are a lot of female racers. They're not necessarily like up there with Erica, but in the categories right down below that, the alcohol dragsters and things like that, there are a lot of ladies coming up. And she helped out some of that, Jeffrey.
You're not getting a Christmas card this year.
The other thing we found, the first Indianapolis 500 took place in 1911.
Look, there's Don Armstrong.
And the guy that won, Marmon Wasp. Now, he had...
No, that wasn't his name. That was the car, the Marmon Wasp.
No, you're right. I can't read my writing now.
Oh, my God.
That was Larry the driver.
I was reading ahead about the rearview mirror because he had the rearview mirrors, which eliminated a riding mechanic he came along.
He just trying to tell him Martha fell out. That was his...
Martha!
Fell out of the car.
1927. After 19 years and 15 million cars, Ford ceased making the Model T. Now, this was important because that allowed them to transition into the Model A and start actually making some major changes in their cars that they looked at, but the Model T was so successful, they never made the change, which is the reason they did it for 19 years. Just a few things from This Week in Automotive History.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir. Customers lost.